Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Making Sales Social Live. I'm Bob Woods, the LinkedIn Sherpa, and I'm joined as always by the LinkedIn Whisperer, Bryn Tillman. How's it going, Bryn?
Good, Bob. How are you?
I am doing fantastic.
Welcome to Making Sales Social Live, as we share LinkedIn and social selling training, strategies, and tips that will have an immediate impact on your business. Join Bryn Tillman and me, Bob Woods, every week. Making Sales Social Live.
Today, going to do something maybe a little different. I don't know. When we talk about your LinkedIn profile, we usually hit pretty hard on what we call the above the fold section, things like your headline, your photo, your banner image, and the like. But above the fold is only part of the profile recipe that when you bake it, you need a lot of ingredients to make a great profile souffle or whatever baking metaphor you want to put in there. Your about section is another key ingredient of a successful LinkedIn profile too. The about summary is one of the first sections your audience of prospects will see after the top of the fold. So it needs to perform several tasks all within 2,600 characters. Today, we're going to explore the primary jobs of the About section, starting with resonating and creating curiosity. Say that 3 times fast, Bryn.
Resonating, creating curiosity. Resonating, creating curiosity.
Yeah.
Resonating,
creating curiosity.
Yeah, did it 3 times there, Bob. So yeah, this is a really important section. And here's the thing. Most of us, when we see the About section, think it's about us. Our mission, our passion, our years in business. And while this matters further down in the relationship, when we are starting conversations with folks, we want to make sure that our about section is not about us, but about them, right? And this is really content. Just like content you'd share in a news feed or even in a message, your LinkedIn, if you are in a business development role, has the job of attracting and engaging our prospects and getting them to want to schedule a call with us. And if we start with all about us, that doesn't get them excited to have a conversation with us.
Not a bit. It's just bragging. It's not even humble bragging. It's just bragging.
Or it's really written for like recruiters or hiring managers, right? And
Yep.
There is a point where on LinkedIn, if you're looking for a job, don't listen to our advice, because our advice is for people that are out there looking for business development, that are out there in a social selling atmosphere. Yep. So you started with the 2 pieces, which is we need to resonate with our audience, create curiosity, enough for them to like lean in and say, this is worth the investment of my time to read. Then we need to teach them something new that gets them thinking differently about their current solution and converts them from lurkers to engagers. That creates a compelling moment that gets them to say, okay, I want to talk. Now, you said 2,600 characters. It's not, I mean, it's a lot, but it's not, we've got to be smart with how we use those characters. Right. Yep. So often we start with like, what's the challenge they're facing? Because if we're going to resonate and create curiosity first, the resonate is here's the challenge that your buyers are facing. And the curiosity is like getting them to lean in a little bit to go, I want to keep reading. So talk about that a little bit. Like when you talk about the challenge, how does someone identify that and put that into a line or 2?
Yeah. So when you're talking about creating curiosity and resonating, it's all about showing that you have an idea of what they're going through and what they're feeling. And if you've been in your business and what you're selling for any time at all, you already know what challenges that they are facing. You just need to state it in a way that, essentially says, hey, you're in this A, B, and C spot. I know this because, I've either talked with other people or I've been there myself, or, that type of thing. So resonating really has to do with just identifying that what they're feeling.
Yeah. So something, many marketing executives struggle with identifying the right message to attract the right people. if you sell content, right? So I want you guys, as you're listening to this, to start to identify what is the challenge that your buyer is facing today that you solve. Now, don't say you solve it yet. But when, as Bob said, when you now have articulated that this is, I've announced my buyer, marketing departments, salespeople, CEOs, business leaders, right? I've announced that. I resonate with that. That's me. And here's the challenge. We now have the ability to like get them ready to learn more, ready to lean in. And that's where number 3 comes in, which is teach them something new. And when we do that, it's literally whether you're teaching them how to think differently or a new technique or a way to leverage something that they didn't know before, all leading to your solution, not leading with it. Because when you lead with your solution, then that sounds like a pitch, not a resource, right?
So the main thing that you're doing in this section is educating. So what happens when you educate? You're obviously teaching them something new, just like Bryn said. But the thing that I like about this is that as you're educating someone, they generally are open to new ideas at that point. And I think that that's really big, because once you get past that, oh, well, I know everything, you can't teach me anything part, once they're like, oh, I didn't know that, tell me more, why should I know about this? At that point, they are open to learning more about how you can help them with your products or services.
Right. And that becomes the bridge, right? So now we've educated them. And now, to your point, this is our call to action. Well, first it's here's how we fix this, right? And then a call to action, right? So if you've resonated with this and you are looking to explore new ways to do X, let's chat. Whether or not we decide to work together, I'm confident that a call can bring some insights and value to you, right? So I think that is critical that we have those elements. So it's the challenge, it's the education, the resource, then it's how you help, then it's a call to action. And number 5 needs to be your email, calendar link, phone number. It needs to be easy for them to get in touch with you.
Yeah, and we always get that question a lot. It's like, well, I have my email or whatever in the contact info section. There's so many people who don't know about the contact info section that, just make it easy for them to get in contact with you. So just put it right out there so that people can reach out and, email you or schedule with your schedule with your scheduling link. With phone numbers, sometimes people may not want it out there if that's their cell phones. If not, find some kind of number that
you could do a Google number.
You could do a Google number. There are all types of ways to do that to where your mobile number isn't out there. So I wouldn't necessarily let that hold you back from actually putting out your phone number, because some people still do like to pick up the phone or pick up their mobiles nowadays and give you a call.
Yeah. And my cell phone is everywhere. So right now, as you're listening to this, you could text me. I love text, by the way.
Intent.
That would be, and I'm putting this out into the universe right now, right? But honestly, like for me, email, I'm checking a few times a day, but it seems that I look at text all the time. So, and I don't answer necessarily calls unless it's really convenient, but a text is a great way to connect with me. So my mobile is everywhere. There is one other thing that we can add. I would say there's one other thing that we can add in this summary that may go beyond your general summary, right? There are other things that we can add in here that, although the featured area and connecting links in your experience area are the primary places to put stuff because it doesn't hyperlink inside of your about summary, you can, if you have a page that you want to take them to, or something, you can actually add links. They just can't link through. They have to copy and paste those.
And then also another way around that is if you really want to have a link there somewhere so that they can easily add to that, would be to just add a line saying, if you want to know more about X, scroll down to my featured section and click on the very first picture there too. That's potentially.
I love that.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
to watch a video on X, to read a blog on X, scroll down to the featured section, or if you're in creator mode, scroll up to the featured section.
That's true. That's a good point.
Right. And click through the link. That was a great way to like kind of bring this all to a close. So the about section, it is so absolutely critical that you are leveraging this. So that's all I can say. And Bob, bring us out.
I have, so before we go, there's one thing that I want to add though. So if you have that stuff up in your about section that we had talked about before in terms of, who you are and what you do and why you feel about it, how you feel and things like that, don't get rid of that. We're not saying it's bad. You just need to bring that down to the experience section because all this stuff does speak to your experience. So it's not that it's bad having it up there. It's just in the way that we do things here at Social Sales Link. It's just not in the right place, essentially. So don't nuke that stuff. Just save it. And then you can, you may need to rework it a little bit, but that stuff works very, very well in the experience section.
Awesome. And as long as you're giving one last tip, I'll give one last tip is before you make any changes to your LinkedIn profile, PDF it because there is no undo once you've saved something. So when you click on the three dots next
in your
to
profile,
the add profile section, the second one down is save to PDF. Inevitably, if you don't do this, you're going to make a change that you want to go back and see. If you save as a PDF, there'll be no mistakes. You'll never need it. It's just Murphy's Law. So go ahead and So make sure you before you make any changes in your profile ever PDF it first.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, take us out, my friend.
It's just hard drive space. So thanks again for joining us on Making Sales Social Live. If you're with us live on LinkedIn right now, we do this every week, so keep an eye out for our live sessions. If you are listening to us on our podcast and you haven't subscribed already, we invite you to hit the subscribe or follow button to access all of our stuff. We do 2 shows weekly, this one and our Making Sales Social interview series, where we talk with leaders and experts in sales, marketing, business, and a lot of different areas that are all great and beneficial and everything else. If you want more information, go to socialsaleslink.com/podcast. Again, that's socialsaleslink.com/podcast. And if you are listening to us on a podcast, be sure to drop a like and a rating for our efforts here, because we would certainly appreciate it. So when you're out and about, be sure that you're making your sales social. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Hit subscribe now and click the notification bell to get the latest videos from Social Sales Link. Give this video a like and comment down below. Register for free resources at linkedinlibrary.com.